This video is published by MBKP International LLC. In this video I'm going to show you a couple steps you can do just in case your blade is stuck in the down position. Okay? Let's see. First thing you want to do is it's a good idea just to remove this shield. So we'll just to make sure it doesn't get broken in the process of doing this. It's pretty simple to do. Just remove these two screws here with the Phillips. And then just kind of move it to the side, make sure it doesn't get broken when we're doing this. Next thing you're going to do is remove this top cover. I've already got the screws removed to make this faster, but basically you're going to have two screws on each side. There will be two there and two on the other side, two Phillips. Just remove those screws. Now you're going to need this back shield will be on here, slipped in here like this, actually. You're going to have to slide it back a little bit because it's going to be caught on this lip right there. Okay, and the way you do that back here, remove this top screw there and that top screw there. And once they're removed, you can slide this over to the back like that. And the same for that side. You slide it just over to, and that way you can take this shield and slip it back about an inch, just enough to where this lip ain't catching it. Now you can, with those two screws removed on each side of this cover, now this will just pull straight up. Okay. Okay, the first thing obviously you want to do is let's see here, is you're gonna try to reverse your blade. And you may have already done this with the machine turned on, power on. You just hit the reset and the left cut button. Push and hold both of them at the same time. Actually, you got to push the reset first. Okay, push the reset first, and now push the reset and cut button at the same time. One thing you want to make sure, since you remove the shield, just be careful, don't have any kids around this, and pay attention to this blade because you know you can get cut now pretty easy. This thing here, make sure this is all the way down because it's the sensor, it tells it that the shield's down. So if it was up like this, it's none of this is going to work. So make sure it's all the way down, and that will click when it goes all the way down, and that's telling it the shield's down. So again, this shield is a very important safety feature, so make sure you're very careful. Don't let anybody get any hands around this. It's best if you do this by yourself because you have to use both hands to cut, and that way you don't have anybody else around this that could possibly get cut while you're doing this. So just be very careful. Okay, first thing you want to do is try to reverse the blade, and you may have already tried that, but push the reset button and then push the reset and left cut button at the same time. In this case, this one came up, it wasn't stuck. But let me go back down to where it was. I'll push the reset button and the two cut buttons. And it'd be at the bottom like that. Another thing you can try is just the simple cut motion, is just push the reset and then push and hold both cut buttons at the same time and see if it will work its way out and go back up. Okay. But if it don't, you can try that a few different times that. Okay, say it's stuck down there again. And also you can try just the reverse, which is pushing the reset and then pushing the reset and the left cut button at the same time and holding them. And it should back up. But if it don't, I'm going to put it back down again. Okay, that would be if it was stuck. If it don't, there's a couple things you can do. One is you want to remove this top cover here, and you can just pull on it, grab it here and just yank it, and that at the same side. If it's too hard for you to do, you can get a flat screwdriver. This is the Phillips, I don't have a flat, but you can put a flat screwdriver in there and then just twist it and it will pop this forward. But you should be able to pull it like that and yank it free. Okay. And here's one thing I want to show you here. You need to get you an Allen wrench. And these two bottom, there's an Allen nut or bolt right there and one right here. Okay, and let me show you what this is for. Go over to the side over here, and this is for this plate here. And see, this is the blade holder right there. Sorry about that. That's the blade holder right there, and this plate here, and it's being squeezed by this plate right there. And if it's too tight, it could be squeezing this blade holder here and not allowing it to move up. The same with the other side. See, here's the blade holder right here, and it goes all the way through. And here's the end of the blade holder, and here's part of the frame right here, and here's the support bar there. And if it's too tight, it would be squeezing this blade and not letting it move. So what we're going to do is we're going to back this screw up a couple turns to see if we can get this blade broke free. Okay. And when you're doing this, you can see this over here, the gap right there in the metal, and this, between that and that, it will start to widen as you loosen this thing and it open up, which means this is going to be coming forward and not pinching that blade holder bar. Okay, so turn this thing and cut about maybe that's 1/2 turn and then another 1/2 turn like that. That'd be counterclockwise. Okay, and as you can see, look at it now. It's backed up. There's a pretty good gap in it right there now. This thing will fit in there halfway. That's probably too much. You want to, but we're trying to break the blade free for now. And then you can tighten it back down a little bit, about halfway there, if you need it to later. We're going to do the same for this on this side, and you can watch the gap right there between this and the frame. Between that and the frame there's a gap. And as I turn this a couple 1/2 turns, you'll see it open up. There's that. And that, it opened up. I'll do it one more so you can see it even better. There. Now you got a pretty good gap there. And basically what happens is this came forward, and if it was pitching this, it's not pinching it anymore. Okay? Once you do that, you can just try it again. You can first just try to push the reset and then push both cut buttons. Again, you got to push them both at the same time and hold them. And see if it will come up by itself. Okay? Let's say it don't. And it's still stuck down there. Okay, what you're gonna, if it don't, try the reverse, which is push the reset and then push the reset and the left cut button at the same time and hold them. And see if it will reverse. Okay, if it don't, if it stays down there again, you can try it 2 or 3 times on each one. It may finally break free on its own. The next thing I do, I actually don't got a hammer with me, but it'd be nice to have a nice little hammer. I'll pretend this is a hammer. And what you're gonna do is just tap on this. This is the blade holder here, so you're not gonna hurt it. Do some pretty good hits on it. Try to break, it could just be stuck down that pad. Do some good hits on up and down it, like so. And then try your process again. Reset and push the 2 cut buttons and see if it'll move. If it don't, push reset and then the reset and the left cut button. See if it'll break free. Now this is a time where you could use a second person. You could be doing trying to reverse it while someone's tapping on the blade holder part of it with a hammer. You know, just be tapping it with a hammer. Like someone's trying to reverse it for you. And it may break free. Once it breaks free, you're going to be good. But if sometimes they can get stuck down in that pad when they've been sitting there for months during shipping and stuff like that. So that would be the process of breaking it free. You could then, if you wanted to, tighten these back up about a turn or so. Maybe not all the way to where it was before, but get it a little bit closer. And that way it don't need too much play in there at all. But and that's about it. You could, if that doesn't help, if it's still stuck, I would loosen this top one here too. I forgot to tell you that. Okay, I'll loosen those back up to where they were on both sides. Let's say it's still stuck down there. You can free it up even more by loosening this top one up here. And I would do that thing, you know. And from there, this is going to start to get loose like that. You can feel it since both of them are there now. And you know, that should give it plenty of play to where it's not going to be pinching anymore. I'll do the same to the other side, just about a couple 1/2 turns. And again, this one's going to be the same. You can see the play in it now. And it should be good. Okay, and then try your reverse process again. Reset and left cut button. And hopefully that'll be enough to break it free. Again, you could be tapping on this with a hammer. Still not breaking free, tapping on it with a hammer here while someone's trying to push the reset and the left cut. Again, you have to push the reset first. It has to be lit up. And then you go to the reset and cut at the same, left cut at the same time. Same thing for just a cut. You push the reset first, the green has to be lit up, and then you push the 2 cut buttons. And he's down there to try to just get it out of that position. But that's basically it. If you can't free it from that, it's, it may have to be sent back to us, but it's these 2 things here to loosen. Try the bottom first since it's stuck at the bottom on both sides. tap it on this a little bit. You can try loosen these a couple half turns each on the top, and that way both these bars get a little bit of play in it. That way it's definitely not pinching that blade holder, and then it allows it to move. And again, when you're doing this, you got to make sure this is down here, okay? Or it won't do anything. You can't, if it's up, now you can't, you can hit the reset with this up, and I try to cut, it won't do nothing. If I try to reverse, it wouldn't do anything. Again, this has to be down since you took that shield off to make it think the shield is off. Now you can, it'll work, and if it was stuck there, you can reset and reverse as well. Okay. But again, be very careful because you're removing the shield, so you're taking away one of the safety features. So do not have any kids or young adults in the room. Make sure everybody knows how this operates and keep hands completely away from this, with the only exception of somebody maybe with a hammer who knows to keep their hands away to give this some pretty good taps while before you try to reverse it, maybe even while you're trying to reverse it. Anything to break that free. If that don't work, again, it probably have to be set back for us to figure out what's wrong with it. But that's the best thing to do, is loosen both the bottom first and the top if needed. Tap on that a little bit. Try reversing it several times. Try cutting it several times. See what happens. Just be careful. Don't cut yourself. That's pretty much it.